past 2 weeks since we finalized our design, the build department has been busy manufacturing and machining the pieces according to our CAD models. And taking what we know from our final draft of the robot, we're also figuring out how to lay out our electronics and also taking and recording the data in order to make maintenance in the pits much easier. The fabricators have been really busy manufacturing or fabricating the necessary lengths for our machinists, and our machinists are currently drilling and machining the necessary pockets and holes for the robot. And right now, we're soon about to weld pieces onto a robot base just so we can ensure strong structure. Aside from for our secondary specialties, the gearbox department has been busy making our gearboxes for the intakes and the pivots of the robot, and our bumper department has been busy routing the wood backing for the bumpers. And also, we're starting to begin working with our fabric so we can have it all ready by the time the robot is fully assembled. So the biggest challenge we faced very recently is due to the weather and to ensure our member safety, we had to cancel practices through Wednesday to Friday, and in order to make up for the missing time, we're meeting on the whole weekend for a bit longer times just so we can meet our projected deadlines. Another issue we've had was we noticed that the eighth metal we got for free was slightly warped, which could cause future issues with the structure of the robot. So we ordered new metal, and currently we are remachining those pieces. Right now, the CNC router has stopped all movement on the X, Y, and Z axis. So currently we're trying to troubleshoot the issue and hopefully get the rest of our routed parts finished by the end of today. Over the next 2 weeks, we hope to finish the whole assembly and wiring of the robot. Today we're planning on manufacturing all of its pieces, and we'll spend another day assembly of the robot, and the final day working with the programmers to wire the electronics onto the robot, ensuring that the robot is fully functional. Although our build department this year has been rather small compared to previous years, we are making smooth progress, especially since we got our design finished in a couple weeks.
Over the past 2 weeks, we've been using the CNC and manual mill to face pieces to length and drill holes that are going to be part of the different mechanisms of the robot, such as the coral intake and elevator. Some challenges that we faced in the past 2 weeks was the length of the pieces. So because the pieces were a bit too long, it went past the machine's limits. So we had to make special setups to make sure the pieces don't vibrate and stay still, so then the accuracy of the holes and even the facing would be correct. Our goals for the next 2 weeks are to finish cutting and drilling all the holes into the pieces so that we could start putting the robot together.
So some things I've done over the past 2 weeks is working with my partner Kiani on the algae intake and the elevator. So we tested the motors onto the bag motors and the Falcon motors to make sure both of our codes work. And we tested PID to make sure it's implemented well. Some challenges that we faced over the past few weeks is the encoder values not working at all, and we overcame that by changing the wires to make sure that it works correctly. My goals for the next 2 weeks are to hopefully test it on the robot to make sure the code works well and to make the PID as fast as possible.